CO2 can be really expensive, but I'm gonna show you the most effective and cheapest way to get CO2 injection into your tank. This method costs a total of €7, including the CO2 diffuser, sugar, yeast, and the gelatin that was needed. This is insanely cheap, and I don't understand why you wouldn't try this out. The method is so clean, even your Java ferns will be pearling. Link to all the ingredients I use in this video will be linked below. So let's just get straight into this. So let's just take out the CO2 diffuser and we can get this started. Okay, yeah, it's gonna slide out. It was a bit hard to get out, but you can see that the CO2 system is actually just obviously hung up on this, and I have an airline tube connecting. I just made it extra long so I can put this behind my setup, and it runs into the first bottle where it's actually split into two different wires. One is a short one, which is the one connected to the CO2 diffuser. I can't take it off because I glued it shut just to make sure there's no air leaking. And the second one is a bit longer and connects to the first bottle, and it goes underneath the water. And this is just a liter bottle of water that it was a Coke bottle, but I just filled it up with water. And this is where all the magic happens. I'm gonna explain quickly that the first bottle just needs one hole that you can do from heating up a screwdriver, just pushing it through the lid of any plastic water bottle, and putting your airline tube through it. What I did is first I made it so it was extra airtight that it would not leak in any air. Is I used super glue around the cut around the airline tube. Make sure it's completely clear in the middle. You don't want it blocking the airline tube, obviously. But around it, super glue, and I used a hot glue gun just to seal it extra shut. And then opposite on the top of the lid on the outside, do the same thing, super glue or hot glue gun too. That's how I did it, but you can do it just super glue or hot, whichever method, silicone, anything works. And then you want to put that time into the second bottle and make sure the one from the first bottle and the second one is into the water so it can clean out any of the gunk that comes out from the mix. And then you're going to put a second one into the second bottle and make that a bit shorter with a hot screwdriver. Same thing, make sure it's sealed as tight as you possibly can, and just run that onto your CO2 diffuser and you're all ready to go. Okay, so these are all the things that you're going to need. You need brown sugar, dried yeast, and gelatin. The gelatin keeps the sugar working longer, which is really useful. It's not needed, but I advise it, makes it run longer. So once you have that brown sugar out, you just want to add 250 grams to any measuring jug that you have. I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to measure it just between 400 and 200, which will bring me to this amount, which I think it came out to 267 grams, which you can just roughly go for 250 grams. Add a bit of water, and it's gonna turn this dark brownish color. Don't worry, that's just how brown sugar makes water look. And you can use warm water just to make it dissolve quicker, but it's not needed. Actually, tap water or even cold water would be best for this because you're going to put this into the freezer anyways. But before you do that, you're going to add some gelatin, cut that, add the whole packet. I think it's 3 sachets it is. I'm just gonna mix that around. I'm gonna use my tweezers because that's the only thing I had in my room at the time. I'm gonna add that to the bottle and put that into the refrigerator or freezer. I'm gonna put it in the freezer so it cools quickly, and after an hour you can see that it is beautifully and it's jiggly and wiggly and it's gelatin. So now we can move on to our next mixture. So we're gonna fill up around 1 liter of water. And you want this to be mildly hot. You want it from 30 Celsius to 50 Celsius. I don't know what that is on Fahrenheit, but you want it around there. Just add a little bit of sugar, not much at all, maybe a tablespoon. And add 1 or 2 grams of yeast. The more yeast you add, is the quicker the reaction will go. And I want this to last a lot longer than it would if I added the whole packet. So I added about 2 grams of yeast. Screw that on, and you're going to see that it's not immediately going to make CO2, but after a couple hours you can see that it is working wonders. And this is how you make a really good reliable system on CO2, that quick and that easy. I'll see you guys in the next one.